All right, guys, welcome to the Haunted Homes live show. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is a experimental process that I'm going through just to make sure that I'm staying active and really engaging with my clients here. So, hi, clients. If you guys are watching, you guys are wonderful. I'm hoping that this form of delivery is going to be a little bit helpful for you guys too. And if you guys are not my clients yet, welcome. My name is Han. I am a realtor here in San Francisco. In the last 5 years, I've been able to help quite a few clients get into their forever homes, as I call it. That's definitely from our adoption, pets days and stuff. But I truly believe in that. When you buy a home and you can kind of feel yourself kind of be there for 10 or 15 or 20 years, that's a forever home. And so that's my job here. I match folks with their forever home. Okay, that being said, this show is going to be super focused on topics and understanding, processes that my clients have gone through, maybe they've stumbled upon, and I'm going to be here just to highlight it, just so then, my clients can come back and hear it again, or maybe even discuss it with their friends and use it as a reference. I'm hoping that anyone who's watching this and not my client just yet, you guys are going to do the same too. This is purely for education, so feel free to reach out if you have any questions. If not, we're going to go ahead and start the show now. So ideally, the first session of the show, I'm going to be highlighting any sort of happenings that I experienced last week, wrapping up certain deals, talking about how my clients experienced new markets that, I've taken them to. So last week, we were able to, essentially tour all of San Leandro and Castro Valley for 2 days straight. And these clients were fantastic. I'll kind of want to bring you guys into a picture so you guys can kind of understand. If you are watching this, guys, you know who you are. They're a wonderful couple. They are both millennials here. They live in the Sunset right now. It is an intergenerational household. So but their parents are both living with them. So, you're going to get an understanding of like, hey, well, there's two generations right now. They're buying a home to prepare for the third generation. So they're great folks. We spent over, I think, 2 days. In a span of 2 days, we saw like 15 or 16 properties. Unfortunately, San Leandro, which they initially chose as their new landing zone, they've quickly realized, wow, the offerings did not match up the pricing and it really didn't hit their attributes. So if you know me, if you've talked to me in the past, I'm all about attributes, right? Whether you're buying a car, because my past is definitely all sales, contract negotiations, right? And so it's really, really, really important to understand what your client or your vendor, what their attributes are. And you kind of work within the negotiations, you work within the sales process to match them up with their, patch properties or products or services up with your client's attributes. Same thing with real estate here. I mean, I'm talking about literally the same lessons I've learned in other corporate lives that I lived applies directly to real estate here. So it did take us, 2 straight days of wandering around San Leandro, looking up everything from brand new construction all the way down to like built in 1941, and they were able to see kind of a wide range of availability. Of properties. And at the end of it, I knew they were going to say this, but I wanted them to always come to their own conclusions, right? You guys are great, but you knew it, right? But ideally, yeah, they realized quickly that the attributes that they were looking for, a big backyard, a really wonderful neighborhood that they can kind of grow into. And then on top of that too, they wanted a beautiful kitchen. Right. And unfortunately, maybe San Leandro's offerings in that pocket of weeks that we looked, none of them really hit our marks. But what it did hit was the maximum offer, price that they were willing to go. So I'm glad that they were able to kind of understand, hey, even though you want this area and you planned everything, once you're there and you're in the homes and you're seeing like, what the heck is $150 of HOA? Right? Like we saw so many developments where there was a single family. It's like a 1956 home, but it has $150 for, HOA. And we looked around, we're like, where the security dudes with the Segways, right? Like where the like beautiful parks and amenities and stuff like that. We didn't see any of it. So after a little while, they kind of felt like, okay, well, maybe this isn't the right spot for us. And so then when they mentioned that, we immediately, like I put it in my mindset, boom, Hercules, Pinoy. Pinole, right? Like I kind of already match my clients up with certain communities, and then I let them do their thing to kind of figure out if that's, if they're, without my guidance, would they be able to find their forever home. And a lot of the times, I mean, it's a half and half, right? So this time I was able to say, hey, let's check out Hercules. There's a property here. It's been on the market for 11 days, right? I called up the agent and no offers just yet. So we knew that we're going to get a chance here. So last Monday, which is this Monday, a couple days ago, I drove up to Hercules. We were able to get the clients in there, and right away, boom, right away, they were like, wow, this beats everything that we saw in the last couple of weeks. And I'm like, this is incredible. So they walk through the high ceilings, wonderful centralized kitchen, not right in front of your face when you walk in. And it was already a well manicured and huge backyard for their parents, right? Like their parents are all super about gardening, and right now because of COVID, no one wants to be spending all day inside. So they're looking for that backyard option. Long story short, as of this Thursday, which is today, we've ratified a contract. So we still need to go through the the inspection period. I want to make sure that we get a termite guy in there because seller did not provide that. With that being said, what a wonderful experience. First house in Hercules, boom, let's get it out, ratify it, and done. So super happy to hear about that. I'm really happy for you guys if you guys are watching. But that being said, that's my process here, right? I am not a pushy salesperson. I'm not here to tell you exactly what you need to think. I'm here to show you what you think and what are the repercussions or the benefits of it. And then I'll show you what I think. Right. And that's a beautiful, that's why this whole industry is very beautiful. And this is why I really love it. Okay. So that wraps up what happened mid-October of Haunted Homes here. Not much action in the listing just yet. I think everything is cooling down a little bit and we're getting ready for the holiday season right now. Okay. So that's the first portion of our live show here. We're going to go ahead and go straight into what I'd like to call is like, the more or less all feelings, no facts, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on LinkedIn, and you guys are going to see it right now, hopefully. Okay, we're going to log into LinkedIn. Whoops, if I can type properly. Okay, so a little plug here, Haunted Homes, the company page. All right, we have a company page here on LinkedIn. I would prefer it if you guys are really seriously looking for a home or maybe beginning the steps. Follow me on LinkedIn. I do a breakdown of articles that I find or LinkedIn, recommends me the hottest trending topics of real estate. And what I do is I do a TLDR, so too long didn't read, breakdown of whatever the heck, those quote unquote professionals are telling us. So this week, I'm going to be covering something because I think it's really important, but it's definitely deeper, way deep into, the process of purchasing a home. But I think it's going to be really key because it does connect with multiple different avenues and attributes to the buying process. Okay, so if you guys take a look right here, this is the Haunted Homes company page. Shout out again, please follow it, give it a follow. We're going to go ahead and review one of Rise Media's new articles on what it's like to have home inspections done during COVID. Okay. So my TLDR is it's the freaking same. Okay. It's the same. You do not want to go without a home inspection report. And that goes for, termites and roof and pests and all that stuff too. But ideally, what they're saying is let's go ahead and click on the articles because you guys can go ahead and see it here. Okay. So you guys can go ahead and read if you want to, but ideally, what they're saying is the nature of, the whole hands-on home inspection process. It's a little awkward now, right? And because you're having to have them go into your home if you're selling or if you're buying, maybe it is owner occupied, and they're really a lot less comfortable than they were maybe 10 months ago or just last year. So that being said, I kind of want to point out something. They really didn't mention like any key aspects of a home inspection. They really didn't want to explain it to you. So I'm going to take my chance here to kind of break down what a proper home inspection is and how do you spot one. Okay, so a proper home inspection should have three things, at least three things, right? First one are photos. Photos are super key to a home inspection report. Most reports that we order are about 75 to 150 pages long. if you are not in the industry, you're not going to want to read through that without any photos, right? You want clear indications. What the heck is wrong? Is the sliding window wrong? Messed up? Is it a leak in the upstairs master bedroom, or where is it, right? So photos are really important. Second thing is each and every section that they recommend a review or repair or anything like that, they should give you two things. An indication of urgency, right? Is this an immediate repair? Is it an intermediate repair? Or is this something that you can do later on in your life here at the home? So they should give you that some sort of like key indicator. On top of that too, the passage to tell you exactly how dire the problem is, what their recommendation is, what sort of timeline that you have, to get that done. And that's essentially a key thing. So you would look at the urgency level and you say, okay, wow, this is really bad. It's unknown how bad the plumbing is on the bottom. So those are the two things. The last thing, and this is for us too, for realtors, and for almost anyone, but this is the most tactical portion of any report, which is the cost breakdown. A good home inspector, one that's not lazy. I just want to let you know this. Home inspectors, just like plumbers, just like electricians, handymen that you hire, right? Some of them are great. Some of them are really professional and do a great job. Some of them kind of skip a couple of steps, right? And so when you look at a report, a home inspection report, you can tell right off the bat which ones are skipping steps. And the biggest step that they skip on a smaller, in smaller markets or, maybe even a smaller company, they won't individualize or itemize the cost for repair. So essentially, they're going to give you a big bundle, right? Like, oh, this whole entire project, it's $28,640. Do you want to do it or not? That's a terrible way to do it. My experience in contract negotiations in the tech industry, you don't do that. You give them options. You give them the facade of options, and then based off of their needs and their perception of needs, they choose. So anytime that I do hire a home inspector, I want them to do that. I want them to itemize where's the repair that's needed? What is the cost of it? Can we bundle that up? And what sections are there? Same thing with termite reports, same thing, right? A lot of termite folks will just do a big bundle of like all sections, $12,000. And then certain folks will do like section 1 clearance, section 2 clearance costs this, section 3 clearance costs that, right? So you want to be able to spot the right vendors to work for you, okay? So I'll tell you one more thing here before we kind of end the show. The reason why we want the cost breakdown is for me to take that, and let's just say I represent a buyer right now. Seller doesn't provide any sort of home inspection report, which is a big no-no. I'm going to let you know that you save $200, $300 right now, but you're going to be dealing with it and paying for it when you're, when escrow exits like 2 to 3 times, because people are discovering crazy things when they're doing their home inspection report. Okay. So, all right. So ideally what we do is once we have a home inspection report with the cost breakdown and everything like that, we're already in escrow and we're still in the pocket of the inspection contingency window. What we can do, especially for my clients, is we'll be able to do a request for repair addendum. And we say, hey, based off of the findings that we found in our home inspection report, because you didn't do it, okay, we want sections B, C, and F done because it's detrimental to our health before we can move in. The total cost is $12,000. We're requesting you either repair the stuff before we close, or you give us credit so we can hire the home inspector contractor to do it. Now, that is logical. That is a way to start a conversation in negotiations. And it overall gives you and your client an understanding that this is not just some back alley deal where you didn't feel like, the price didn't match up with the quality of the home or anything like that. I am purely data-based and data-driven. This is just purely based off my background in the tech industry. So right now, what I'm seeing the lack of is the data application in real estate. So I'm trying my best to kind of mediate that and maybe bring a new era into how realtors communicate and operate with their clients too. Okay, so I'm hoping that that was a little helpful for anyone who's actually in the buying process right now and you found me. Thank you so much. If you are my clients, hopefully that kind of helps you understand my thought process and why home inspection reports are really, really important to me. Thank you so much again, guys, for joining. I'm going to give a little bit of a shout out to everyone who helped me with the pilot episode, the screen test episodes, and got the condition of this live show to where it is today, right? And it's always going to be a work in progress. So you do have some feedback on the visuals, on the content, let me know. I'm always available here. One last thing is please follow me on LinkedIn. This is probably going to be on YouTube. So if you can, follow the YouTube thing, watch it, and then give it a like. It helps with the algorithm. But overall, guys, I'm here for you. So if you have any questions in real estate or maybe even getting started in real estate investments, I'm here for you. Don't be afraid. I can even do live streams on the weekends if you want to do like a one-on-one conversation. And hopefully we can record it too. I definitely want to make sure that the information I'm bringing out and the education that I'm providing is going to be available for the masses. I definitely want to change this industry for good. I don't want to be dealing with the archaic dinosaur processes and hoping that my clients are going to be okay with it. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining on the first episode of Haunted Homes live show. I will be trying to get episodes up every Thursday or Friday. And if you guys have any ideas on what I should cover, feel free to DM me on Haunted Homes on Instagram. That's like, I check that all the time. So follow me on there too if you guys want to see silly stuff that realtors go through almost every week. I do live property viewings and tours too sometimes. So if you are just in the market, maybe you just want to warm up to the idea of purchasing a home, go ahead and give me a follow. Maybe I can help you guys kind of make it less frightening to jump into this adulthood type of shit called home ownership. Okay, guys, thank you so much again. Hopefully you guys catch me next week. I don't know. That's it. I guess that's it. Take care, guys.
Perfect. Perfect.